Shotgun with Charlie.
Riding shotgun refers to the practice of sitting next to the driver in a moving vehicle. The term riding shotgun came around after the time of the stagecoach, when somebody used to sit next to the driver holding a shotgun, in case they ran into bandits. My name is Charlie Cook, and I drive a lot. I like to talk to people while I'm driving, so I interview people in my car while I'm driving. Welcome to Riding Shotgun with Charlie. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this episode of Riding Shotgun with Charlie. Today, I am in the Live Free or Die state, New Hampshire, and I am with Brian Harris. Brian, thanks for being on the show.
What's up, man? Good to see you again.
Good to see you again.
It's been a while.
A lot of people, people in New England probably know what your story is, but people outside of New England may not. So
Yeah,
let's kick things off here. So you took a class with me.
2015 summer, I believe it was August.
I think it was August, yeah, because you showed me the court document that was the certificate.
Correct. It was an exhibit. In the trial, actually.
Right. So you took a class to get your Utah permit and your Mass license.
Yep.
And then what happened?
So a month after that, I didn't even have time to even go through the process of.
Yeah, because in Massachusetts it takes a lot longer
than a month. You got to pay
$100 a year
to exercise a constitutional right, which is absolutely insane. But about a month after that, can I tell the story real quick? I'm not going to
Absolutely.
Super detail. I can spend
whatever
hours, literally hours.
I'm trying to give it down to a half-hour show.
Okay. So basically, it was a Friday, September 11th, actually. A big day. Right? And I was at work, working in Mass. I work in Mass majority of the time, unfortunately, but I do. That's where the money's at. I was with this girl, dating her, and we were fighting a little bit, whatever, arguing, basic stuff. So that was the night before. The night after that, the day after that, I came back from work, went to her apartment's was in Massachusetts, so I stayed down there, whatever, here and there. Typical for dating, you know what I mean?
Sure.
You just go straight all the way. So get a little argument. I go one way, she goes the other. She went to a meeting or something for work, and came out to New Hampshire, went to the range, met a couple of friends, and shot my AR, my AK, a couple of handguns, whatever. I'm a Glock guy, so I got a few. I had a few, and shot. I had a storage unit, so I was storing all my stuff in there.
In Mass or New Hampshire?
In New Hampshire.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely not in Mass, no. So at the time, it was 2015, so you had to have a carry permit in New Hampshire. Now you
It was
don't.
before constitutional carry.
So,
Yeah.
So this is pre that, but I had it. So went to the range, shot my stuff off. With my buddy, had a couple beers, pizza, whatever. Went back to her place. I got a call, I got an email or a call saying to go up to Lake Placid in New York to work, it's a hike. So I had done laundry at her place the night before, whatever. So I had some work clothes there. Went back to grab that stuff. She wasn't answering my texts. I think she was probably sleeping at the time. And then I went back in, and I'm like, why didn't you answer my texts? Whatever. So we started arguing about that. And so I grabbed I'm out of here, whatever. Grab my clothes, throw them on the hallway in a big pile. Which is funny, because in the police report, it said that I was tossing things all over the apartment, and way exaggerating what happened.
Right. Clothes, shirts, socks,
my stuff. Which I can do whatever I want to.
Right.
By law, right? And it's a verbal argument. No physical, none of that stuff. She testified to that in trial. And I ended up calling my dad. Unfortunately, he was on vacation in the Cape. It was this is midnight at this point, whatever it was. And he's like, I don't know, just call the cops. So that was kind of I didn't talk to him for a while after this went down, because I was like, oh, you had her call the cops on me, basically, right?
Right.
So I got double red flags before red flags existed.
Right.
Nothing happened serious, just a verbal argument. And so she ends up getting off the phone with him, I'm like, why are you calling my dad? You know, getting mad about it because you're on vacation. So
why would you
bothering and waking him up? So she calls the cops and leaves. I'm like, why are you calling the cops? You know, I'm out of here.
Right.
So we go back in. She leaves. Start packing my stuff that I threw around the apartment.
Mm-hmm.
Which were in a pile. I just put them in a bag, whatever. Then I get a phone call on my cell phone. It's the police department, mostly the town, but they're like, yeah, this is a blah 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 officer, whatever, from this town. Can you come out to the parking lot? She has a condo on the 3rd floor, so you have to walk all the way down. And I'm like, all right, brush my teeth, whatever. Put my phone and wallet in my pants. Walk out, open the door. 4 cops.
Whoa.
AR, or assault rifle, with a 30-round high-capacity magazine right in my face. Like, literally.
Holy crap.
2 feet away. Put your hands up. That was dangerous police work because, A, if I reached for my phone, I was, like, checking for my phone. I could get shot.
Done. Yeah.
So he's here, right in front of me. There was 2 cops down the hall to the left, and another one, like, in a stairwell, as far as I remember. So he had 4 guns pointed at me. Then they're like, yeah, I was going to call... domestic argument, whatever. We have a search warrant to search the apartment, the condo. So it's her place. She signed it. I never signed for it. I didn't live there. And so I was like, all right, go ahead. So it was after they did a pat for us, which they should stop at that point. But then they kept pushing it.
Right.
And searched, they found nothing. So now I'm like, oh, you know, it's later in the evening, and I'm like, what's going on? I don't know why you're here, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And they asked, do you have a permit for a firearm? They didn't ask a mass permit or whatever.
Right.
So I'm like, yeah, I do. So I pulled my wallet out, give him my permit, which now, we had a case law. I forget the name of the case, but there was a case where that question, the violation of 5th Amendment, because you're admitting that you may own a firearm or what have you. And they said, do you have a firearm anywhere? I'm like, well, yeah, I have one in my trunk, is my permit.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And they're like, okay, can we go down and look at it? I'm like, yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that. You know what I mean? So I didn't know a lot about the police being involved, because in New Hampshire, they don't really let you go a little bit. Mass is a whole different ballgame.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, yeah, here's my permit. They called in, they validated it with the police in New Hampshire. It was valid.
Right.
And it's like, we go down and look at it. So I'm like, sure. It's unloaded.
Right.
So 18 U.S.C. 926A, which we've discussed before. If you read the plain language, it says, regardless of any state law, you may travel from any place to place with a firearm as long as it's locked and unloaded out of the cabin, right?
Right.
So place to place means place to place, not state to state. So I studied all kinds of 926A stuff, and yeah, so I'm like, all right, let's go ahead. So they actually filled out the consent to search form, and which I found out later, which is not even acceptable. I had to fill it out, but they did. So all I did was, like, we're outside in a dark parking lot eventually.
Right.
And they're like, oh, just sign the bottom, and we're all set. I'm like, I'm like, okay, 926A protects me here. I signed it. And they took the firearm out. There's a temporary restraining order when there's a domestic. That's what they do in Mass. I don't know if that's a state thing or whatever, but they ended up confiscating the firearm. Now, it was unloaded, ammo was separate.
Right.
It was a Glock 43 in a little case. Cable lock through it. Perfectly safe. No one's going to break into my car and steal it, use it, whatever, right? And never got arrested.
You thought he should be good to go.
Yeah. So a year later, I went back for a hearing for the restraining order to be dropped. And the judge extended it. There was no contact at all. That's documented. So they pushed it again for another year, and the DA comes out and says, oh, by the way, we're pressing charges. I had no idea. No warrant.
Wow.
There was a warrant out, I guess, for possession of a firearm and ammunition without a license or a mass license. It doesn't say that in the
paperwork.
But that's what it was. Yeah. So they, I didn't have a lawyer, so I'm just nipping myself like, all right, let's just get this over with, and they press these charges. So I'm like, wow, that is pretty great. I was shocked.
Yeah.
Really shocked. So I had to hire a lawyer, paid $13,000. Had a good lawyer.
Mm-hmm.
Took about 2 years, went through motions to suppress, motions to dismiss, went through all that stuff. I'll go through that on my YouTube channel, but made some good points, and the motion judges were not having it because there's the agenda in mass to get rid of as many guns as possible. That's the way it is.
To crucify, I mean, really, it's to crucify the. I don't want to say criminals, but it's to crucify the people that aren't criminals,
Right.
Because they're not going to get $13,000 from.
Yeah, it might be a big scam between the lawyers making money and the state making money, and who knows.
Right.
The Bar Association, there's a million different things you can read about. But yeah, so essentially red flagged before they existed. You know?
That's nuts.
So yeah, if I robbed a bank or with a firearm, I can see that. Committing a crime with a firearm, that's something.
Right.
But exercising a constitutional right can't be a felony. This is literally impossible. There's no way.
If you committed a crime, if you had drugs on you, then you'd have something to plea bargain with and say, hey, listen, let's drop the gun charges. I'll plead guilty to whatever, having heroin or whatever it was, right?
Yep. Yeah, so
the court case, got an attorney.
Went to trial. So we found.
So where when all this is going on?
Lowell District Court.
In Lowell District Court, okay. Lowell, where you need a gun.
I need one here, but I can't. But yeah, you're right.
You're able to stay at home? You're not locked up or anything like this now?
I was out for it was 2.5 years, I believe.
2.5
before
years.
trial. Yep.
Crap, man, that's a long time.
They kept extending the restraining order. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's pretty much one state dictated what I could do in my own state, which is crazy.
Was your girlfriend pushing, or the ex-girlfriend? Was she keep pushing for this, or was it just the attorneys were pushing for it?
The DA's office was forcing that 100%.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. There's no doubt in my mind. Because it wasn't a horrible breakup. It wasn't a major. It was a verbal argument. Like you and your wife, or anybody could have that.
I'm divorced. I don't argue.
I mean, it could be anybody. I mean, yelling at somebody's not an arrestable offense.
Sure.
Just saying,
it's not
illegal.
illegal.
Shoot you, or there was nothing. The gun wasn't even involved.
Right.
And she didn't even know, and this is documented as well. She didn't even know if I had. So when she called the cops, she didn't even know if I had a gun or not.
Oh my God.
In the report.
So she's called. You get into an argument with your girlfriend. She calls the cops on you.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh my God.
There were no threats. Nothing. She didn't see the firearm. It was not even.
She didn't even know it was there.
She didn't know it was there.
Wow.
Yep. Even in that, in that case, all right. So some guy pulls a gun out and he's like arguing with his girlfriend. Maybe there's an argument there.
Right. This is nuts, and this is all in her condo.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
Which is fun. That's a whole other aspect of it. So they made me a resident of Massachusetts at trial. And I wish I could. I'll get into that later too. But essentially, they said there's a 26910J Mass General Laws. There's an exemption for people with if you move to Mass.
Right. You've got
intent to move. You have 60 days. Right.
Yep. You had 60 days to get the license.
That means you intend to live in Massachusetts.
Mm-hmm.
Get a driver's license. Move your mail over there. All that stuff.
Do all
register.
That stuff.
Car insurance. I had all that at trial, documented in New Hampshire. Even on the day they said that I moved to Massachusetts, I have a USPS document that said I transferred my mail to a different address in New Hampshire on the same day that they said that I moved to Massachusetts. Should have it here too.
Oh my God.
So they said it was. So my lawyer argued. So how does he know when he's automatically a resident because of a Mass gun set exemption says 60 days? How does that make you a resident? I mean, I stayed there 4 nights a week, maybe 5. Who knows? I mean, I was working.
You don't have your name's not on the lease. Nope. You don't have any electric bills. This is all the stuff that you have to do when you move someplace. Right. You have to
have intent to reside. That's Supreme Court's always said that.
Oh my God.
So they tricked the jury at trial into thinking, well, here's the exemption. He had 60 days. He was a resident, but there's no proof that he was a resident.
Oh my God.
There was no intent either. And at trial, my lawyer asked her, you know, did Mr. Harris say he would never live in Mass? And she said yes. It was funny. So we had a motion in limine, or if that's how you pronounce it, that said we wanted a 12 person. Why does a superior court get 12, but a district court gets 6? The more people you have in a jury, the better your chances are, right?
Sure.
And we try to get a better array. So you have some maybe minorities, you have men and women, whatever. And they denied.
Guy that's over a bitter breakup with his girlfriend.
Anything like that. So they denied both. We argued, why can't we have 12? And they said, well, we can't. There's no reason why they said that. It's just the way it is. And speaking of jurors, so they picked 8. So there's 6 sitting, and there's 2
extras,
2 subs. So they're all sitting there, and the clerk at Lowell District Court magically. So one guy was an NRA member, and
they didn't get rid of him.
Yeah, first one.
Oh my God! Are you kidding?
So no, I got my lawyer. I'm like, how did she pick out of a hat? She was behind this desk, and there's no proof of how he got picked, but it was obvious. Mass is the biggest scam state in the country. They picked the guy who would find me out.
The guy who could possibly be on your side, right?
Yeah. So that's the start of it.
Holy crap!
It was insane. Like so it was a 3-day trial. The first day, the judge was pretty much on my side. He was pretty lenient with stuff. And the second day, he came in just hammering us. Yeah.
He had a bad night the night before.
Something. My conspiracy theory is the DA emails back and forth behind the scenes with the judges. And we're gonna do this tomorrow.
A little sidebar action.
Tons of sidebar. It's insane.
Wow.
So we ended up with the residency thing. Going back to that.
Yeah.
There was I think it was Massachusetts versus Hatch. It was a sexual offender case, and it's about residency, and I have to go into it further, but they used a sexual offender statute and pushed it over to a firearm statute, which is in residency statute, which is a weird. You can look it up. I think it's Hatch, Commonwealth versus Hatch. And they twisted this whole thing into residency. Well, in this case, the guy was here and he was here for this many days, whatever. But.
You know, when I teach classes, I often joke and say, once you get your gun license, you have to let Massachusetts know when you move. Right. And then I look at a guy and I say, you know, I tell people the only other people that have to let the state know when you move are sex offenders. And then I look at a guy and I say, you only have to let them know once.
Right.
This is this is making a bad joke and turn it into real life. That's
obviously,
crazy.
There's no sexual offender
obviously, but they're putting you on the same level as, okay, well, this guy's a sex offender. We're going to make this guy with a gun charge, put him on the same level as a sex offender.
And it was a residency thing too. They made it, you know, no matter where you live, there's a whole, like, it's in here too. It's much work to get it out, but
man,
yeah. So it came down to we appealed to the SJC and Supreme Court of Massachusetts, and they upheld it. This is 2 months before I got out, so I served 18 months total. There's like 15 months into it. They finally wrote an opinion. They upheld it. Didn't touch the Second Amendment at all. 0%.
Wow.
They talked about residency and how 926(8), the federal exemption, only works because they cited 2 cases. It was Revel and Taraca, which are Jersey cases. That was dealing with New York, traveling with the firearm through an airport. So they used those 2 federal cases to say that, well, it's state to state, not place to place, even though the exact language is place to place, and that's what it is. And I studied 926(8) to the death, and people say, well, it really means state to state, but it doesn't. Because if you read the legislative history of it,
right,
it's not
doesn't say that.
As soon as you leave your state into another state, you can travel through. That's what it says.
Right.
So, yeah, it's a tough one. But I did 18 months, for exercising a constitutional right. No crime committed, nothing.
That's freaking ridiculous. So what is it like? So 18 months. We're gonna pull a Yui here.
That's fine.
Yeah, what the hell? Right, we're live for your dog.
That sounds nice. Yeah.
We're exercising our right to travel.
Exactly. Here's a quick little scenario for you. So 1791, Second Amendment's written into law. Right? If I rode a horse from North Carolina across borders to South Carolina,
yeah,
could I go to jail? 1791. Would that be a felony?
No.
Would that be? That's essentially what I did.
Right.
Right. I have a bag in the back of my horse. Throw the gun in it, even if it probably wouldn't be unloaded in 1791. It would probably be loaded.
Probably wouldn't have a cable lock on it.
Yeah, it'd be a rifle, whatever. I always think that. I'm like, that was part of my argument. So I'm an originalist, kind of like Scalia and Heller. Even though I didn't agree with everything he said, but why can't I travel between? It's interstate commerce. I mean,
Right.
That's a federal thing. It's not a state thing.
Yeah.
The Second Amendment's not a state right either.
It shouldn't end at the border. Absolutely not. I'm completely on board with that. Completely.
We need reciprocity bad to prevent people like me
From
going to jail. Now I have a felony, can't own a firearm
can't
in
own
my own
firearms
state.
in your own state.
Job wise,
Where in your own state where what you had wasn't an offense.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. And you spent a bunch of money, spent a year and a half in jail.
Yeah, I lost about $100,000 in salary plus $13,000 for a lawyer.
Man.
Luckily, the company I work for took me back. Luckily.
Right.
And but otherwise, yeah, it's crazy.
That is nuts. That is nuts.
It was a ripeness case where no one's ever, as far as what the judge said, no one's ever been through this scenario in Mass before. I'm the first one.
Wow.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah, great.
Is that a question?
That's why I want to make it a big deal, because I think people need to understand that the states out there that are really, really unconstitutional.
Absolutely.
And they wait until they pick and choose in Heller when Scalia say, well, the right's not unlimited. But they forget everything else that he said, and then McDonald as well. If it's an individual right is held against the states can't. They never have been allowed since the beginning of time.
Right.
To pick and choose who can own firearms. You know, it's not an option. And I've read Heller 50 times. I printed it out in the law library in jail. Read it a million times. Took notes on it.
Wow. Alan Gura did that, right?
Yep. Actually wrote him mail. He never responded. I wrote a lot of mail out of jail. I think when they see
right, it comes from
House of Corrections in Massachusetts, they might not want to read it. I don't know.
They don't want to accept that.
It was a long letter that I wrote him.
Wow.
I did write to Goal. Yeah. And it was John Green was one of your guests on here. Yeah. And I ended up talking to him before trial, and I was like, well, here's the scenario. If it's 926A, would that exempt me? And he was like, ideally, yes. Is basically what he said. Yeah. And I tried to write to them, I wrote to him, I never got a response, which was annoying. The NRA, nothing. We tried to set up for cert petition, they denied it. They looked at it at least. Right. You know. I think it was a big case. I mean, there's a lot of lesser cases that the NRA takes. Like, the stupid stuff they take. These are things you got to send up because, it's a reciprocity thing.
These are absolutely things that should make the way to the higher courts.
Yep. So I got an email today.
I saw this from GOA.
Yeah, GOA. So GOA's if you're going to spend your money on, don't send the money to the NRA.
GOA's less expensive too.
It is, and they're way more progressive on trying to fix things, I think. Yeah. The NRA's got the bigger name, but they're not in it for the little guy. They want the money. You know what I mean? Right.
So what do you do in jail for 18 months? Because I when you got out, the history, I mean, we haven't talked about this, but the history of me is we were friends on Facebook. I stopped seeing stuff from you.
That's how you found out.
Yeah, I did. And then I see a post from a girlfriend. Yep. I don't know if it's your...
This is the current fiance.
Okay, your fiance. Yep. I see a message from her, and she's like, Brian appreciates the support and all of the stuff, and I'm like, what's going on? She's like, he's in jail for all this, and I don't know if I got a message from you or from her, but your name came up in court. I'm like, dude, you gotta let me know about this stuff.
Well, yeah, I showed you the certificate. That's all it was. I'm like, I did take the class. It was a month before this incident happened. I mean, it's not like I wasn't,
right. It's not like
doing.
It's not like
totally
you. And this is
the
thing that gets me. It's not like you could have even had the state would have gotten you a license in that 5 weeks,
exactly,
4 weeks.
Right, exactly. They do have temporary. they're temporary like permissions, I guess you could call them.
Right, but you weren't moving down.
But they're not even for that. It's for certain things. So you could have a handgun if you are participating in a
you're
shooting competition,
a match and
that's it.
Sanctified
Like
range and sanctified competition and stuff.
So there are exemptions. We argued at the appeal that Mass bans firearms outright because they do. You can't own a firearm in Mass without a permit.
Yep.
Or a handgun, I should say. There is an exemption.
You can have
rifles and shotguns.
A primitive. I've got a friend that pushes me on this, and he's like, I don't have a license. I'm like, you should probably get one. But he's like, I've got a shotgun and I don't do anything with it. And I'm like, well, yeah. Right. Like if you shoot it on your property, you're gonna have to get ammunition. You have to have a permit to have the ammunition.
Correct. Yeah.
You can have a shotgun without a permit. You can't do anything with it.
Right. You can have it in your house.
Right.
You can't take it out of
You can't take it out of your house. You can't go hunting with it, and you can't buy ammo.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, these are felonies and misdemeanors. The ammo then they dropped. They filed it.
How many charges did you had 3 charges, right?
There were 3. It was which is crazy. Possession of a high capacity firearm, which they dropped.
Yeah.
It wasn't one. Ammo was a misdemeanor. I think they filed that, and that was 269 10A, which is possession of a firearm without a license.
Wow. Yeah. That's so messed
Essentially,
up,
they say that police, you have to go to in Mass, you have to go to your chief of police in the town you live in or move into, whatever, to get their permission, a cop's permission, to exercise
your constitution.
The cops didn't even exist at the Second Amendment.
Yeah, they weren't even
They didn't even exist. It's insane. The people that write these laws have no clue about what they're doing. It's obvious.
Obviously.
They don't study any of this stuff. They just push that agenda.
Right.
There are Democrats. I have a couple of Democrat friends, and we'll call them out on here, but they don't vote Republican. I'm not a Republican. I'm also libertarian. New Hampshire's big for that. I'm not 100%. I'm conservative, right? Constitutionalist. That's the biggest thing. But I have friends that vote Democrat. I'm like, what are you doing? You own firearms and you're voting for Democrats.
Right.
Literally, you can't do that.
It's hard for me to wrap my brain around as well. Absolutely.
I don't get it.
So I saw that I got the message from your girlfriend or your now fiance, and she's like, hey, he's in court, he's in jail. I'm like, holy crap. Then last year you got out and you had a couple of big Facebook posts and said, hey, here's what happened, here's what happened. Yep. What I thought was really cool, if I can use air quotes and say cool, is you said there were a lot of good things that happened when you were in jail.
Oh, there was. So New Hampshire's a pretty white state, right? So I grew up southern New Hampshire, right on the border, by Haverhill. It was predominantly white, so I didn't live. So you go to jail, you live with every race, religion. You have like guys walking around with implants. You know what I mean? Like it was a whole different world. So, and you get along with people. And I met a ton of like Black, Hispanic, Asians. Lowell's got a big Asian community.
Right.
These guys are in there. So worked in the kitchen for about a year. I had a year left, and then I applied to be a mentor in it's a youth. The first youth. Kind of lead kids out of that life. So I applied for it, and I actually got in there. I met with the deputy and the sheriff, and they actually accepted my application for it. So
that's cool.
What we did was we taught them. They did like a fake currency program where you do chores around, you clean things, and you learn how to save your money. You can rent tablets overnight. You can do all kinds. It's called the PACT unit, so it's online. You can look it up. Helped develop that. We had meetings, we added things to it, and it was a pretty cool thing. It's part of it, criminal justice reform, and I think Mass is pretty good at doing that. That's where I'll give Mass credit, which I don't usually. But in New Hampshire's lacking; they're way behind with that stuff. So I'm gonna try and bring something up here, kind of like that. And I actually still talk to the deputy that was with me, and he retired, but he might help me out with that as well. So yeah, a lot of guys were in there with gun charges. A lot of them. They didn't have licenses. I did. So I could legally own one. You know what I mean? And I took classes and I trained. I've done all that, but it was cool to see help these guys out and steer them in a positive direction. You know what I mean? But it was pretty interesting. was a cool time. So I like to bring that up here. I know, just being locked in a cell is tough. It's a tough life.
Yeah.
You know.
All right. We have the choice to live free or die. We have the choice to go or let people walk. The people aren't walking, so then we need to drive.
Yeah, there's a lot of people out today. Yeah, I'm surprised. It's a little chilly.
It is a little chilly. So this was all of this program's been good.
Yeah, I don't know how well it's working, but the idea of it is fantastic. And people that I met in there, the CEOs and all the people, the case managers in there, were really helpful with me. Even the sheriff knew me, and he was like, "I'm surprised you're in here." The deputies, all the CEOs,
me too.
I can't believe you're in here. This is crazy. You're a legally owned firearm. It doesn't matter what state you're in. You passed your background check or whatever.
Yeah.
And I had no record ever until this.
And now you're all in for being a felon for forever. Like, you gotta check that off.
Unless Governor Baker pardons me, which there's been no pardons in Mass since Romney.
Yes.
It's been a while.
Baker's not gonna do
The
anything.
Rhino, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's tough that some other state can dictate what you do in your home state. That's the feds on top of that. 18 U.S.C. 922G, any felony, no matter what it is, you're done.
Done.
Cheat on your taxes, done. Like,
Wow.
I get the violent offense thing. That's fair, I guess, but if there's you're not harming somebody else, how is this an issue?
Right. Right.
So,
Oh, man.
That's my story. I'll go into detail. If you guys want to check it out, YouTube channel coming up hopefully in a couple of weeks. It's called Live Free or Die, guys. I'll be breaking down this whole story into detail. Big time. I'll probably break it into segments.
Yeah.
People interested. We'll see. But I think I have to wait 7 or 10 years to get this expunged.
Oh, my God.
Because if there's a felony down there, I can't have it.
Wow.
So I live in a city. There's shootings all the time.
There's not a great...
It's just not the safest spot.
I used to teach classes up here at, I'll put a plug in for my buddy Bob at Defensive Strategies, up here on Lowell Street, which is about 2 blocks back. And we were was doing a class one time, and he's like, "Yeah, there's a shooting out there." Like, what?
There was one last night, I believe.
Unbelievable. I came up one time to do a class, and I had my son come with me to help me out with fingerprints and certificates and stuff. And then I gave him $20. There's a little restaurant, and he went to the restaurant, and he's like, "Yeah, that was a little sketchy, a little scary." I'm like, "Well, good thing you didn't stay, bud."
Yeah, downtown. Yeah, Elm Street's pretty safe. I go down there all the time. It's when you get into kind of where we are right now.
Oh, that's hold on a second.
So yeah, I don't come down here this area very often.
Yeah.
But it gives you there's a reason why I should
be able to protect yourself. Absolutely.
I don't carry. I'm not a knife guy. I don't know much about them. I mean, that's an option, I guess. I don't know.
Sure.
I'm not overly paranoid about getting killed. A lot of people are way over the top with like, I need to. I carried all the time before this, all the Walmart, everywhere.
Yeah.
You see these shootings, gun-free zones, and this, that, and the other. That's where the stuff happens.
Right.
But I felt naked, walking around.
Oh my God, absolutely.
When you do it every day and you stop doing it.
Yeah, it doesn't feel right to not. I know I carry a knife in almost every pocket, and I keep a knife or two in my car. So if for some reason
I went in my car.
Yeah, if for some reason, if I leave my house and I don't have one in my pocket, I can go to my car and get one.
Yeah.
Like, you feel completely naked without having a tool.
That's
Yeah,
what it is, a tool.
Exactly.
I can throw down pretty good with my hands. You know what I mean?
But
I'm
that
like
means
6 feet 220. I'm not a small guy.
But that means you have to be in bad breath distance of somebody.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't want to be that.
It's not even just me. I mean, it's also the public. Say you go to Walmart and some guy starts shooting the place up.
Right.
The cops are gonna be there for 10 minutes.
Oh my God.
10 minutes.
We found this out. We found this out in Texas a couple months ago.
Yep. So that guy, we're actually friends with him on Facebook.
With Jack Wilson?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
If it's really him, I don't know if it's like a fake page, but it seems like it seems legit. I talked to him and thanked him for it, but that made a big difference. That guy could have taken it was a shotgun. It takes a little while to reload it, but you still throw some double-aught buck in there. You can do a lot of damage.
Absolutely. All right, so what do you see in your future? You got your YouTube channel. Are you going to do any writing? I don't know if you're going to do, like some people either do blogging or do videos. Sounds like you're
I'll try to do some blogging.
You're a good-looking guy. Not that I want to switch, but you're a good-looking guy, so video would be a good outlet.
Video is a good outlet, yeah. I'm actually a better writer than I am a speaker. I'm better at that. If anyone's out there watching this that has like a site they want me to do something, I can write all day.
Yeah, I've got some people that might be interested in hearing about it and maybe have them writing a blog or something. Right. That'd be cool.
That's my plan. My other plan is to maybe get into politics.
Ooh.
In New Hampshire. Yeah. Yep.
That would be cool.
I have a lot of friends, and I have a couple of state rep friends that I talk to a lot. They're kind of like, New Hampshire. Luckily for Sununu, we have Governor Sununu has been great. He vetoes all these crazy
anti-gun wacko laws. Yeah.
So if he runs for Senate or whatever he does, president maybe, down the road, that's dangerous because if he's not in there, who's going to be in there?
Right.
I'm not saying I'm running for governor yet, but like a state rep kind of thing. But I think we need a lot of. I'm 40. I'll be 41 tomorrow, by the way.
Happy early birthday! How about that?
Yeah, but I'm young and I know what I'm talking about. I've lived through it. Yeah. So who's better to keep our state free? You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Than
Absolutely.
Me. If you haven't walked the walk, it's hard to talk the talk, I guess. But I've done it. So I think it's maybe a couple of years down the road, I'll look into doing that.
Cool, man.
I don't want the state turning blue. It's purple right now. I guess we'll keep it that way.
Right, the southern part of New Hampshire is purple.
So yeah, from here down, there's a lot of
mass holes.
It's all over. Yeah, I was born in Newburyport, so I moved up here when I was a couple months old or whatever. But.
Yeah, this is what I find frustrating about the New Hampshire folks is they say, well, get out of Massachusetts, move to New Hampshire. I'm like, but the people from Massachusetts,
I want to pick only gun owners who don't vote for Democrats. That would be my choice.
The people that move from Mass to New Hampshire get up here and they're like, live free or die, and no seatbelt laws and motorcycle helmet laws and gun laws, and we need all these. No,
we're going to change this up. That's the problem. That's
you
everywhere.
just left the nanny state. Right.
Yeah,
this
happens. This is a movement.
It really is.
There's Mark Dice. He's that funny guy. He's got a YouTube channel. He has a T-shirt that says "Liberalism is a disease, find a cure" or something like that. And it's true. It spreads. It's a wildfire.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I've heard a lot of stories about people from California that are sick of the California laws, so they move to Texas, and then they get to Texas, they're like, wait.
Yeah, it's all about the vote. I mean, you guys got to get out there. If you're a pro 2A guy, you have to vote. State state's more important. Let's be honest.
It really is.
Your local elections, president, state stuff in your local.
The state stuff is important. Absolutely.
So people gotta vote. You can't no vote. No vote, no say. That's what I live by. You know what I mean?
Right.
Don't complain if you don't vote.
If you're not gonna buck up.
These are people that. This is what happens. And that was the statute that was arrested under was written in 1906.
1906. Now, I believe there are blue laws in Massachusetts from maybe the same time period that says you are supposed to carry a shotgun if you go to the public garden.
I'll have to look that up. I didn't know about that. Yeah.
These are some crazy blue laws. Like there's certain things that you can't
ride a horse after noon on a Sunday. It's like this is weird. And they're still on the books, which is crazy. But
right.
So that 1906 is, in my opinion, is after Heller and McDonald.
Yeah.
Individual right held against the states. Every gun law written before that is unconstitutional. They all are, but even more so. But Scalia screwed up a little bit by saying that, well, this is long-standing prohibitions are presumptively lawful. Is what he said. Is it? It's not. They're not.
Right.
I mean, he's a smart guy. He was, but I disagree with that. But yeah, I mean, I read a lot about it. I know what I'm talking about. So, wait till the YouTube channel starts up. It'll be
cool.
I'll even have you guest if you want.
I'd love to be on.
Yeah, I'd love to be on. Camera going on, so that'd be great.
Cool. All right, so people look in one of the cameras and tell people how to find your YouTube channel.
YouTube channel will be Live Free or Die, guys. It's got a picture of there's a statue. It's a man on a horse, General John Stark. look them up.
Very cool.
Very
Do
interesting.
you have a Facebook page for the YouTube channel?
Not yet. We're starting that up.
All right, very cool. Well,
Yep.
we'll add a tag and
man.
add a link to the YouTube channel, and then we'll put the other stuff too.
I'll go into detail on all this stuff if people, they want to hear it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Answer questions, whatever. Yeah.
Cool. All
Awesome,
right, listen,
brother.
thank you very much.
Thanks
Hang
for
in there.
driving up here to the Live Free or Die, Steve.
I'm happy to come up and live for your die.
Yeah, man.
Hang on a second. All right, so thanks for watching Riding Shotgun with Charlie. You need to check out the Self-Defense Radio Network. It's sdrn.us. That is all of your pro-freedom podcasts in one place. You need to... God, what else do you need to do? You need to like and share. You need to share the show is really what you do. We're trying to grow the show a little bit. I'm planning on... oh God, I love saying this. I'm planning on doing a Riding Shotgun with Charlie #, Stagecoach Across America 2020 Summer Tour. More information is going to be coming about this. I just connected with some people yesterday, so there are going to be some cool places in Tennessee and probably Minnesota and Arkansas that we're going to be hitting, so we need to add those to the summer tour. But please share the show. Please, if you like it, if you enjoy it, please share it with people. You can find the show on YouTube. You can find it on Gunstreamer. You can find it on Apple Podcasts, Spotify. You can find it on iHeartRadio, and I found it this week. You can also find it on radio.com. So we will see you guys next time on Riding Shotgun with Charlie. Thanks.